Popular in our household. £13 million of condiments are sold in the UK each week, but on last night's The Apprentice, Lord Sugar set the task of creating a new one.
One of the teams, Sterling, rose to that challenge. The other, Phoenix, fair to say, they found themselves in a bit of a pickle.
They created a new Mediterranean-themed table sauce called Bellissimo, but they failed to produce enough of the sauce and then managed to misspell their own product's name. Oh, yes. If you don't want to know who was sent packing last night, go make a cup of tea, but come back in a minute.
Yes. After some clashes in the boardroom, Lord Sugar gave Michael Copp his marching orders. Michael's here now. Morning, Michael.
Morning.
We'll give people a little flavour of your sauce and of your performance. Have a look at this.
Led by Michael, the trade team dip into retail.
Hello, Louise. Michael.
Michael.
Red pepper sauce with honey and chilli. Really, you can have it with anything, crackers.
Do you want to have a little taste with a spoon?
Burgers, cheese.
I think it's a good sauce, actually. Yeah. What are you looking at? What cost price are you looking at for this?
We're looking. The recommended retail price for that is $3.99.
Okay.
To you guys, it will be $2.99.
I wouldn't want to take this for more than like $1.95 a bottle.
If we was to meet you in the middle on price, at say £2.50, would that help in terms of for your margins as well, sort of trying to meet in the middle?
I really would want to pay not much more than about $1.95.
Just 4 pence below Katie's cut-off price.
Yeah, we definitely can do it for $1.95.
But Michael refuses to budge.
We have got other appointments that we need to go to. Okay,
Cheers for that. Thanks so much. Cheers. I'm not very happy about the way that Michael's taken decision in terms of negotiation. I was always reluctant for him to negotiate initially anyway. He's made the call, he's a sub-project manager, and obviously have to respect his decision.
Is that where it went wrong, do you think, Michael?
No, I think the reason it went wrong was down to the manufacturing of the product,
Oh,
to
you
be
see?
honest.
Just pass it on.
But it is, I mean, in business, if you manufacture a product, you've got to get the pricing right, haven't you? And unfortunately, there was a batch waste that's added to our unit cost, and it just didn't help the sales side of it when selling to the trade. And
when we saw that, there was a slightly agonising little sales patter thing that went on there.
Yeah.
There was a lot of arms folded from the people you're trying to sell to.
Yeah.
I mean, you must look back. Do you look back at that and think, you know, why wasn't I more proactive? Why didn't I do this? Or
well, hindsight's a beautiful thing, but that was our first pitch. So to sell a lot, we didn't have much stock anyway because of the yes. mix-up within the production. So, you know, to sell your stock or half your stock to start off with when you've got other appointments at a low price, to me was unwise because, you know, we might have gone to other appointments, which we did do, and we sold for the bottles for more money. So.
As you say, hindsight is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
We're going to make it worse for you now.
Okay.
Let's have a look at Phoenix having a rather embarrassing mistake pointed out to them.
It's called Bellissimo, so presumably it's going for the Italian feel.
It's going for the Mediterranean feel, absolutely. And obviously, Bellissimo translated would be beautiful, fantastic,
yes.
You know, so we've gone for that market.
There's a spelling mistake in Bellissimo. It should have 2 L's.
They've made the sauce and they had the sample, and actually the deal was in their sights. But what has let them down is the spelling, and I'm just not impressed. If you're going to ask a stockist to put your product in their store, you have got to get it right.
You might want to check that out before you take it a step further.
It's one of those moments, Michael, that one, isn't it? Why didn't anyone check the spelling?
I don't know, to be honest. I mean, it was just, I think because of the time restraints that you've got, you're just trying to get everything done very quickly, and it wasn't until then we realised that we was missing an L, unfortunately.
But you know what occurs to me is, when you run your own business, don't you?
Yeah.
You have a successful business yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone did that in your business and spelt the name of your company wrong on I don't know, in your letterheads, you'd go berserk, wouldn't you? I mean, you wouldn't accept that.
Yeah.
And somehow, in that process, are you in a different mindset?
Well, normally in real life you'd proof it. You know, you have a bit more time because obviously when you're spending money in business, when you're spending money, obviously you know you take that little bit of extra care, but and you've got a little bit more time to sort of proofread everything and stuff. But
they could have just said, look, it's just an English take on Bellissimo.
You could have, yeah, could have done that. I don't know if we got away with that, but
it's a harsh process, isn't it? Because in the boardroom,
yeah,
I think Alan Sugar said at one point, didn't he? He said, he asked you the question, do you think you're out of your depth? And I think there was a horrible perception that at that moment in time, it's almost, sometimes you can kind of see it. I bet you can see it in other people.
Yeah.
It's almost like people could read what was going on in your head and you're thinking, I can see the writing.
I truly believe I wasn't out of my depth in terms of the business side of it. I think he may have meant that actually the other candidates I was up against in terms of that sort of, you're out of your league compared to sort of your argument side, because I don't believe I argued my point well enough in the boardroom. I think had I done, then I may well not be sitting here today. I might still be in the process.
You were up against Ricky really in the boardroom, weren't you? And he certainly, he's sort of got the gift of the gab, hasn't he?
So I'm not used to sort of putting a spin on things or dressing or sugarcoating stuff, you know. I just, in real life, in business, I just say things how they are.
And there was a slightly agonising moment again when you started talking about yourself, what you've achieved, and Alan Sugar just said, don't start giving me the sob story.
Well, he didn't let me finish, did he?
He didn't.
Unfortunately.
He didn't want to hear that.
No.
Did you think, I mean, why did you think that was that a kind of desperate move? So,
what I was trying to get across was, again, you know, I'm not one to try and sort of sugarcoat a situation where Ricky was. He was sort of trying to say, oh, look, the manufacturing side, all right, we did sort of mess up on it, but we tried to recoup back and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it added to our unit cost, which just made it far too expensive to sell to the trade, you know, and we just didn't have enough units to sell.
Really good luck with your own, I know you have your own business anyway. Good luck with that, and thank you for coming to see us as well.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bellissimo, double L.
Yeah, I'll remember that
mistake again.
How many S's? Anyway, moving on.
The Apprentice continues next Wednesday, 9 p.m. on BBC One. You can watch all the episodes on the BBC iPlayer as well.
Yes.